All right, welcome to another episode of Saintsaholics Anonymous. Max here with Corey and Nick. Today we're going to talk NFL schedule release.
That's right. Big news after all the speculation and the leaks. We finally got the schedule. I think mixed reviews right off the bat. I mean, right off the bat, you've got two road games, Detroit and Baltimore, and so it's kind of like, all right, getting thrown into the deep end right off the bat. I'm going to say right off the bat again, because my brain's really working this morning. Doing a Breakfast Club recording today, not our typical Monday evening. It is a Friday, bright and early.
It's a good little palate cleanser. I like it.
Yeah, you could call it that. It's interesting. I mean, I like that the bye comes like right in the middle. I like that we are heading over to New York the week before the Paris game. You know, I love that we're playing in Paris. We've talked about it a lot. We've talked about our preparations for it. But my frustration sometimes with the international games is that the league won't, plan around it well enough for the teams that are going. So I like the fact that we can just kind of jump over from already being on the East Coast. But then outside of that, it seems like the shit the league always does to us. Two games on the road, and then we finish the season with 3 out of our last 5 games on the road, which sucks. But
right off the bat, I noticed that there are no games after noon after week 4. Everything is a 12 o'clock kickoff.
Where'd you get that factoid? I think somebody.
Well, last game of the season could be in the afternoon.
Potential, hopefully.
That's exactly what was sent to the Discord last night.
Or hopefully we have it locked up and we don't need to move it.
That would be even more fun.
I don't disagree, but I think every fan does this, right? Like every team. It's like week 7 and 8's bullshit. Why is our bye in week 5? Like there's always gonna be something to bitch about. I think the biggest thing is games 1 and 2. I would have loved to see us get a couple easy games early to get off to a good start. But, Max made a good point. The best time to maybe get Baltimore is early in the season. As they get into the season, they're probably going to improve under the new coach. Maybe that's the best time to catch Lamar Jackson. The other part, but maybe Lamar Jackson wouldn't be in the game in week 10.
Right. Well,
because every other year he's hurt.
There's definitely a balance with him.
The one thing, we already knew the opponents, obviously, but just looking at it as a whole, we only play 2 elite quarterbacks again. One other one you would say could get there, and Jordan Love. And then the next best quarterback after that, as they sit today, is Baker Mayfield twice. You got to like that as far as a schedule.
Yeah.
Only getting Lamar and Joe. And then after that, Love, 2 Bakers, and then a bunch of unknowns and a 60-year-old Aaron Rodgers. If you have a decent team, this is a schedule to do well in this year.
And look, I will say with Joe Burrow being the second elite guy there, I like when he's healthy. I think the league's better when Joe Burrow's healthy. It adds more competition, but you get him late in the year, and you get him in a potential cold weather game. So with all the ailments that he's had in the past, now I think he's the kind of guy where, like, if he's cleared to play, you should expect 100% of him and not some shell of himself. But so that kind of helps. Maybe he'll be injured. But I think every time the schedule release comes out, as a fan and as a guy who grew up in New Orleans, like a lot of us have, I'm a complete wimp for the cold. And I always just assume that our players are the same way, even though I think that's kind of a misconception. But this year was a minefield of cold weather games. We still got a couple. I think we have more cold weather games scheduled this year than we have in a while.
Do we?
But potentially, it's kind of in the middle. I think we're good by having
Green Bay's at home, right?
At Chicago, at Cincinnati. It's better that they're in November than being in December. But they're
that one, but not.
But like so Cincinnati, Chicago could be. It's like you never know. It could be
back to back as well.
Could be freezing, or
but they are November games, not December.
Or it might be mild.
Right.
the Panthers, though, Charlotte, that East Coast area. I mean, I've been up in Georgia during mid-December.
You're probably not getting snow. It's going to be cold, but it's fine.
But it's nice that we have Baltimore early at Baltimore. It's like shit can get kind of nasty up there later in the year. Giants is earlier, so that's good too.
The whole season's going to be decided on the road.
Weather-wise, and then look, your last 3 games, at least look. Let me see. Yeah, so 3 of our last 5 are away, but at the same time, you've got your last 3 games.
3 of the last 6. Let's be fair about it.
Yeah, it's half and half, but at least
I know people are saying 3 out of the last 5 to make it sound worse, but it's 3 out of the last 6. So
yeah, and I guess the bad part is it's 3 division games away. Sucks.
Yeah,
I agree with that, but I mean, I think you're splitting hairs when you say 3 out of 5. It's fine.
It's fine. Half your games are away. Big deal.
3 out of 6, 4 out of 7.
I think.
Oh God, here we go.
That's the thing with the schedule. Like everyone has their way of saying it. I mean, 5 out of the last 8.
Well, I mean, 9 out of 17 are at home.
God,
if you count the Bears game as a home game.
Yeah,
it's
I hate that.
I think I think the early season division games are super important.
Yeah.
That Atlanta game is good. Like if we were to start 0-2, beat the Raiders and then go into the Atlanta game and not win that game, I think it's close enough. That's the anniversary of the Gleason game,
It's not
right?
the exact anniversary, but it's close enough.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People were kind of bitching that they did not put the Falcons game on week 3 because it would have been a perfect parallel.
That was the exact, okay.
Well, it's like not the 25th, I believe.
Yeah, and the Dome coming game was week 3 of that season.
After 2 road games,
it would have been like the exact same. But having it week 4 is definitely close enough.
It's close enough.
And
within 10 days.
Even if the Falcons had come to town on a Monday night at the end of the season, they still would have been 20 seasons ago.
Exactly.
Monday Night
still
Football.
The 20 season so
fuck the Falcons. Y'all come on over. The fact that they're coming to us on Monday Night Football,
and it's prime
first
time,
time in a while, that's fun.
Yeah.
And also I kind of like, at first when I forget who it was. I think it was Freaky Peasy that said it's got to be this, right? I was kind of pumped about that being the possibility, but in retrospect, I do like the fact that we have somebody else to kind of warm up the Dome first. You get the Step Brothers coming in per their recent schedule release video, which was hilarious. Then the Raiders.
Did you watch all those?
I watched a few. Kind of would talk about those in a little bit, but you get the Raiders first, then the Falcons come in. It's your second home game. So I kind of like that part about it. But 3 home games in a row, I mean, that'll be a good little stretch. But it also makes it more important. You have to take advantage of having 3 home games in a row right before you're to New York, to Paris, bye week, Yeah,
I didn't like on first glance that we have the Lions and the Ravens on the road to start off. But the more I think about it, I really do. I like that because weird shit happens in weeks 1 and 2. I think all of us, or most of us, participate in survivor leagues and all that stuff. And weeks 1 and 2 are a bloodbath because random shit happens all the time. Teams that you think are going to be surefire bets to be good teams, they'll start off 0 and 2. There's always 1 or 2 random teams that start off 2 and 0 that you would have expected the opposite. So
I kind of learned that through this. I started this thing a couple years ago called it's called locks, where you lock something in. For a week, and it really kind of opened your eyes as to
that's season long.
That's season long for you.
What you think's going to happen, and then what does happen, and so I definitely can relate to thinking one thing's going to happen and something else happening.
Well, I'm only talking about weeks 1 and 2. I'm not talking about weeks 1 through 17.
Oh, yeah, no, my thing's the whole year.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if we should. I can tell you more about it.
To be fair, it's consistent.
It is consistent, but no. So looking at it, I actually like that we get those 2 teams early. You remove the weather aspect from the Baltimore game, which is fantastic. New coaching staff. Maybe there's some couple of games they got to get to shake the rust off and get the new system down. Same thing with the Lions. Lions on their second offensive coordinator since Ben Johnson. So maybe there's not as much continuity there with what they're doing. So I like that. The 3-game homestand. Raiders. You're catching. It's probably Kirk Cousins at that point. unless they decide to move Mendoza into the lineup. They still don't have much in the way of weapons other than Bowers and I guess Gentile we got to count.
Bowers is enough. I mean, the two things that kind of killed this even continuing into last year, tight ends were more of a DA issue than a Staley issue.
Well, hold on. Before you go off on that, let me finish what I'm saying. So you got the Raiders there, so you're catching Cousins or a rookie quarterback. It's on a team that's not really built for success this year.
New coach again.
New coaching staff again.
Coming home.
Yeah. Then you get the Falcons, Monday Night Football, pseudo anniversary of the Gleason block. Their quarterback situation is unsettled at best. Penix, he's still banged up. It's going to be Tua most likely. New coaching staff again.
Was that a concussion joke? Unsettled?
No. Then you get the Vikings. Vikings, another team.
Kyler.
Quarterback, not really settled position either. Probably Kyler. Could be JJ. You never know. And then so that's 3 home games in a row that don't look terribly daunting. Then you get the Giants. Jackson Dart, second year.
New coach, but a good one.
A good one, but they're getting a lot more. I mean, they have 4 primetime games. They're the ones that got the full-on hype this year. And then
they want New York to be relevant, so that's part of it.
Oh, absolutely. But then the Jets, 0.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen that story. So
we're not thinking about it as acutely right now, but as that game gets closer, holy shit, are we going to want to see Tyler Shuck just dominate compared to what Jackson Dart does? Because there was so much shit when the Rookie of the Year's talk was coming up, and all these East Coast people like trying to favor Dart because of the brand and because of who he is and the persona. When you just looked at it objectively, like Tyler, and still when you look at it objectively, Tyler Shuck is just better or had a better rookie year.
He didn't have a better rookie year though, statistically. Now it's not a fair comparison because he didn't play a ton of games. So
he played better. Like when you watch the tape.
I don't know if I agree with that, man.
I don't think that's accurate. I think Dart had a great season.
Y'all taking Dart's side?
No. I'm not saying he's a better player. I think he had a better season.
Anyway, it'll be the Dart.
Look at the numbers and like Dart.
I'm not going by the numbers. I'm going by
look at the impact he had as well. He did well, man. That team wasn't good either.
Okay, well we'll agree to disagree.
This is not a cut and dry situation where Shuck was here and Dart was here. Correct. Simply not.
So
I think it's awesome we get that matchup. I think it's great.
Exactly. That was my point. We get that.
It's a great matchup.
Yeah. Scatterboo will probably be dead by then.
I think to me, the reasoning I would take Shuck over Dart is because I think Dart is a walking concussion. Like he to me is going to have the same level of concussions that Tua's had over the last couple of years. That's the biggest downfall to his game.
It was one of the.
That being said, that motherfucker's effective when he plays.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying he's not effective. Yeah, but one of the guys that I like, I forget what Twitter account it was. He showed a play of Rattler running like the zone read and taking a run up like the B gap, and he was like, I'm really curious if Kellen Moore's going to do more of this with Shuck next year. And I love this guy. Like, he's a good account. But the clip he showed was like Rattler got annihilated like 4 or 5. I was like, I do not want Shuck doing that. Like, yes, he can run, but like we don't need to be giving him design runs up the B gap. Like, Dart can do that. Let's.
That's also why Dart's going to be concussed and miss 2 or 3 games a year.
Yeah. So we'll see that in week 6, and then week 7.
Also, Shuck's quite a bit bigger than Rattler too. You probably get away with a little bit
taller,
more.
Not much thicker. Though.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing about Dart. Dart's shorter, but he weighs almost as much as Shuck does. He's thicker, so
he's thick with 2.
But even he can't take those hits.
Yeah,
you're going to see him miss games regularly.
That's the funny thing when people are like, "Oh, he's big. He can take it." I'm like, well, everyone's got the same like average size brain, right? So it's like. It doesn't matter if you're 350 pounds. If you get popped in the head the right way,
man, you don't want these quarterbacks taking any hits.
Yeah. Anyway, so should we move on to the grand dame of the schedule?
Well, hold on. So I think that you have to win the Raiders game.
Try to set
like
you
that
up.
has to be a win. The Falcons has to be a win.
That Falcons game has to be a win.
It has to be.
Because you're on the road towards the end of the season.
I think this Vikings game has to be a win.
Let me back up before the Raiders. True or false, do you have to split the first 2?
No. I don't think you do.
No, I don't think so either.
But if you lose them, you've got to come roaring back 3 in a row at home.
Yeah.
Right. But I think you need to come rolling 3 in a row at home because these are 3 winnable games, quarterback situations unsettled on all 3.
9-8's probably winning the division again. 10-7
Yeah.
is, I think, certainly winning the division. So I don't
8?
think if you go 0-2, you're in trouble. I don't think so.
Agree 100% with what he just said. The
Yeah.
sky is not falling if you start 0-2. If you look good in 2 defeats there, you're fine. Like he said, this division is going to be a 9-8 team again, most likely. It's 4
Last
shitty
year was
teams.
8-9, like Corey said, right? Wasn't it 8-9? Didn't they finish 8-9?
The
Carolina?
Panthers? No.
What did they finish last year? 8-9 or 9-8?
8 or
I
9.
can't remember.
Doesn't matter. Either way, it's a shitty division still.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna freak out. The sky's not falling if we go 0-2 to start. I think either way, you need to have a successful 3-game homestand. You got to win those 3 games no matter what. And if you can split with that first out of the first 2, you're in great shape at that point.
8-9 last year.
Yeah.
So 7 games before the bye, including the one we haven't talked about yet. But what do you think what's the worst you think our record can be before the bye week?
In this division, I don't think there's any record 0-7.
Because we were damn.
No, we
like,
can't
I mean, I'm
be 0-7,
joking, but
right?
this division is
Yeah.
you're not out of it.
well, because even with Kellen Moore's first year and the turmoil with Rattler, Shuck, all that stuff, we were still like a couple games.
Yeah, and this is
know.
why I say this, because there's only one division game in the first 7, so it does not matter.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't want to be 2-5 though. You really
You don't want to, but you're not out of it.
you're not out of it, but if someone starts hot, you might be in really deep trouble.
That's always
Without knowing all of their schedules, if someone came out 5-2 and you're 2-5, that's not a great situation.
I'd be
going into-
shocked if any of the teams in our division started 5-2.
I would too, but I think if you're 3-4, you feel totally fine. If you're 4-3, because I mean, let's be honest, the tougher games. We have more tough games in the back half than we do in front because we're on the road in the division. We got the Bengals, the Bears, and the Packers. That's a harder second half of the season. So I think 4-3, you're feeling really good about getting to 9-8. I think if you're like 2-5 with those teams left in the schedule, you're probably not feeling great about getting to 9 or 10 wins.
But I don't feel like it's done. I feel like there's still
It's
a
not
chance.
done for sure, but
Yeah, 3-4. Let's say you win your 3-game homestand, you lose your 3 road games, and let's just say, I mean, no matter what happens in Paris, so you're either 3-4 or 4-3. I think you're fine in either one of those situations.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're right. I mean, whatever happens in Paris, as long as I come back alive, then I'll be fit.
and it is the second
Well, you
easiest.
did move your hotel, so you're in good shape now. Thank you, John, for steering our guy in the right direction.
We're gonna maybe consider making one of those like AI music videos that they do with the text messages because it was a pretty funny.
You want to enlighten the viewers as
All
to
right,
what we're
so-
talking about?
Okay, for those of you who
Cliff
are
Notes version of
considering
Corey.
going to Paris, especially now that the schedule's been released, a lot of us, thanks to John and the connection we have with the French fans, once it leaked that the date was going to be October 25th, a lot of us kind of jumped on like, all right, let's get hotels early. I had some, thankfully, like the only time I've used flyer miles, I could use those. But anyway, I booked a hotel. I'm a big Google Street View guy when I travel. So I'll just drop down to the Street View level, and I would just sit there and just keep hitting the up arrow and walk around and do a little walk. I'm like, oh, yeah, this looks like a good area. Found a hotel that was reasonably priced, well under budget, right next to the Eurostar train station. And like the pictures look great, and I could walk to the Eurostar station, and I'm like, oh, it's like 1.5 miles from the Louvre, and this is great. One person in our Discord was like, yeah, that's convenient that you're next to the train station. You're on the right side of this other train station. I'm like, so I'm near something that has a good side and a bad side. Well, okay, I guess I could live with that. And then thanks to John, he circled an area, the city, the 9th. I'm going to butcher the name. We'll just call it the 9th ward of Paris.
There you go.
And
Central City, baby.
and I looked at that area, and then I looked at where I was, and I'm like, mine's in the 10th, but it just seems so much different. And I was just like, so what do you think about where I am? Oh, yeah, he said, you don't want to be anywhere near Gare du Nord, the Eurostar station. I'm like 500 feet from there. I was like, what's your definition of near? And he was like,
Where you are?
he's like, send me a screenshot. He's like, yeah, I'm not going to lie, that's not really the best area. It's like, shit.
It was perfect the way he very
He was nice, but
Discreetly?
also didn't sugarcoat it.
No, he was very nice about it. Like, I would have just made fun of you. He was very nice about it, saying like, well, if you booked it with a refundable
Oh
option.
no! But before he's like, he's like, you're probably fine in your hotel. You probably just want to Uber instead of walk places, and might come across a few crackheads here and there. And I was like, oh, so it's like home. But yeah, and I'm like, I don't want to go all the way to Paris to not be able to walk around where my hotel is.
I'd love to know what the New Orleans equivalent of where you booked is.
Probably like
are you in like the Treme?
it could be.
That's what I'm wondering.
It could be.
Where there's some cool shit.
There's absolutely Airbnbs in Treme, and,
Right,
and
right.
it's a cool looking area. It probably looks
Like,
fine
I'm just
on the map.
wondering, like, if you
Or, like,
if
Bywater.
the situation was reversed and he sent us a map and he's like, oh hey, I did the street level view. This is what I came up with.
know where
and
it
we're
is?
like, yeah, you don't want to be
It's
there.
probably a Nick's property, like St. Claude, like just on the Bywater side, but on the Bywater side, like that side of St. Claude looks fine, but if you walk it,
Yeah.
you might encounter some trouble at night.
See, you can use your Google Street View. I like to just talk to people who live there and say, hey, where should I
I'm
stay
sorry.
and where should I not stay? Because pictures don't tell you shit.
I was eager to book it in February. I was like,
yeah,
gotta get on this shit.
He was
Rookie
excited.
mistake, pal.
Give him
I
a,
was
give him a break.
excited.
He was excited.
I didn't think the hotels that were still there would still be there. But thankfully I went on last night and looked up some stuff, and there was a lot of good options in the Ninth Ward of Paris.
Why don't you go ahead and thank John for saving your life?
Thank you, John. You are International Fan of the Year for a reason for our lovely Saints. And I said this in the Discord, and for anybody listening, I don't care what John says, if he wants the title or not. I don't care what the papers say. He's the mayor of Paris for that week.
There we
We're
go.
all there. So that's John of the Saints, the French Quarter podcast. I hate John. He's I hate John on Discord. I forget what his Twitter handle is.
I hate John.
Is it on Twitter too? Okay, so there you go.
To be fair,
but
he
y'all
doesn't
go
live in New
follow him.
Orleans, so you live in New Orleans, as far as crime wise. I looked up the murder rate
yeah.
after you told me this. It's 1.6 per 100,000 in Paris. It's 27 per 100,000 here in New Orleans.
Also,
probably
You're
have
built
that.
for
I'm
this.
very and I'm former prosecutor, so I'm like totally desensitized to any kind of crime. I'm kind of like, if I see someone walking up trying to like rob me, I'm thinking like, how are you trying to do it? What kind of weapon do you have? Like, what are you wearing? What do you
Corey's pointing out the camera that's right up in
pretty much. I'm like kind of like
Out of his
Jason
jurisdiction,
Bourning
there we go.
of crime.
I don't think there's going to be any issues for anybody in Paris. I think
But,
it's
Jesus.
it's like I told you before we started recording with Paris. I'm like totally Americanized with it's nice that we have a lot of Europeans and we got French people, we got British people, Scottish in our Discord, and we're so like told as American kids that like the way that Paris and France is marketed to us, it's like everything's like so nice and just like it's beautiful. And so I'm reading all these like French street signs, and
It's a huge city. I mean, I think
and it's like everything's in French. It has to be nice, right?
it's awesome, but it's a huge city, so it's got big city feel. So it's
Yeah.
got big city.
You can't go to any big city in the world, whether it's in the U.S. or in Europe, and not keep your head on the swivel. You just have to.
That's everywhere.
But anyway, we're
Anyway, we're on a
excited.
tangent here.
We're pumped about it. It's a good tangent.
It's an awesome city. I
know.
know neither of y'all have been, right?
I've never been.
It's
Never
it's an incredible place. Everybody's gonna love it. There won't be any issues. You're gonna have a great time.
So I did the opposite of you. You booked proactively.
I got
I'm on-
excited.
I'm on the Nick Shea. We're going to do things at the absolute last second.
Yeah.
Game plan. So
I can't do that with traveling like that. I don't get stressed out about a whole lot, but that stressed me out. Like travel plans last minute, because especially if it's someplace like I really want to go.
well, nothing stresses him out with that shit. So I just put it in his hands.
No, we're gonna be good.
See. Anyway, so that game we are obviously looking forward to. That's going to be a fun week. What are your thoughts on the game? So everyone thought it was going to be the Browns and Shedeur Sanders, and now we catch the Steelers and possibly Aaron Rodgers, or maybe
It's a total like careful what you wish for situation, because I honestly was not that upset about the Browns are like by definition textbook like that's a shitty matchup compared to like the Steelers, or if it would have been the Packers, I think they had floated that around. But honestly, it's like now it's like great, you don't have the shitty matchup, but you've got the fan base that travels the best in the entire league. And from what Dan and Mike and all of our guys over across the pond are saying, the Steelers have an incredible international fan contingent. And so, yeah, it's not the Browns. It's not the quote-unquote shitty matchup. But now you might not even be the home team in all respects, like in the stadium. So
I mean, it's not going to be a home team regardless.
But it's just the idea. But when it was the Browns, you kind of just knew that Paris was going to be our city, that for that weekend. At least that's what I was thinking. Now the whole city, and maybe it'll be fun.
I still think you're going to be half the people in the stands are going to be wearing other teams' jerseys that aren't even in the game.
Well, that's true. But like in terms of,
it's not a home game.
But like Steelers fans are going to take over Paris.
I think Saints fans will be right.
Yeah,
up there with them.
I think they'll be well represented. I mean, Corey's 100%
It's
right.
Going to be
they travel.
Well, it's going to be a competition now. I guess before I was looking forward to it.
That's a better way to put it.
That's fine, but that makes it better. That makes it
a better
better,
experience,
in my opinion.
Yeah.
I guess.
Why not have like passionate fans? You know, we got to play the Steelers anyway. Why not play them there? I mean, I think it's awesome. I'd much rather play a fan base that than the Browns. I think it's
the Browns are such a letdown. It's like no one wants to watch this game.
For that game, we're not avoiding the Steelers. It's not like we have to play the Steelers instead of the Browns. Let's just do it. Let's do it in the spot where it's a big spectacle and we're on TV.
I mean, it feels like a bigger game when it's the Steelers.
Beggars can't be choosers. You know, it's like
I just look. It was never going to be a home game anyway because when you watch these international games, the stands, 80% of the people are wearing the rest of the 30 NFL teams' jerseys.
Yeah.
Like they're not. Not to disparage anybody over there, but for the most part, the majority is not passionate about one team. Now there is the smaller, but I guess the guys that are in our Discord that are passionate about the Saints. But
going to be fine with. But I think now that it's the Steelers, now you will see. I mean, Saints fans were already going to have a huge contingent, but I really do think the Steelers are going to put enough people in that stadium to where.
Fine. But fine.
I think it's okay.
Fine.
I think Max is right.
Anyway.
If you watch it, there's only so many games over there. They come out and they represent, those casual fans, in Paris, all over Europe. Well, they're going to show out. It's going to be a half neutral crowd, and if it's of the other half, if it's like 65-35, does that make a huge difference?
Well,
I don't know.
It's like the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl, you get all the people who are just there for corporate reasons, and then you get like probably 50% is the actual fans.
I think adding to the diversity of fan bases there too is the fact that it's the first game ever in France. Like whereas London, you still get all the teams, still get all the jerseys, and they've had
and that's why I'm super pumped about
games.
the Steelers over the Browns because it's the first one there. It
feels more prestigious.
It's, good for France because they get to see.
I promise you, when we're there and we find the NFL store that's in the stadium that they're going to set up, or whether it's outside the stadium, I promise you, all 32 teams are going to be represented equally in that store. It's not.
Come on, we got a fleur de lis on our helmet. We're going to be there'll be a lot of Saints gear in the Saints.
We just got to keep it our city.
Yeah,
keep it our sister city.
Well, look, I like that it's the Steelers. It feels more prestigious. It feels like a bigger game. Like the Browns, it's not exciting.
It does make it a big game.
And there's also the subplot.
Yep.
Mike McCarthy fired Kellen Moore.
Yeah.
So that's a fun little subplot to this game.
Yeah.
And you like to think that Kellen Moore is going to be a little extra motivation to show him what's up. So
who's going to be the quarterback for the Steelers when you play him?
Rodgers is going to sign there.
Yeah, I mean, you would think Rodgers, but I mean, what is he, 42? Injuries at this point.
Dealing with jet lag. I mean, is there enough ayahuasca for that trip?
We got Dan Campbell. We got Mike McCarthy. We got Clint Kubiak. So
a lot of
we get DA in the Bears as defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
We got like a lot of ex-coach matchups here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish there were one or two more. Give me a 3:00 game at home.
Right,
just one or two of them.
That jumped out to me too. Like it's like you get your prime time. Every single game after that's at noon. Now, because we're going to be in Paris, you will get a 3:30 kick.
There you go.
That's true.
Last game of the season for the division. Watch.
I will say this. I know a lot of people. There were some people complaining about not having a Thursday night game. I'm thrilled we don't have a Thursday.
Yeah, those are
it's
terrible.
The second year in a row we don't have Thursday night. I love it.
Good. I hate Thursday night games.
I can't believe they're even the fucking Wednesday games, like mid-season Wednesday games. I didn't look at the teams that have the Wednesday
really
before Thanksgiving.
That's the only one, though, right?
Yeah, but I didn't look at the teams.
But at least there's some logic to that because people are usually off of work. You've already traveled.
But are those teams playing on Sunday?
That's what I'm saying. I didn't
Before?
look at their schedule. You got to rearrange.
That'd be insane.
You have to rearrange their whole schedule. You have to give them either a Thursday night game the
Right.
week before or a bye week. But if the week before is your bye, it's like fuck you. That's half a bye.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's a lot. I don't know
Yeah,
about that.
it's
If it's
too-
one game and the team, it's just happened where their buys were.
well, people brought it up. If it's the first game, if it's the kickoff game can be a Wednesday because you don't have a preseason game before. But Jesus, man, making these dudes I mean, yeah, they get paid millions of dollars, so we're not totally boohooing.
but still, you don't want people getting hurt because
it's
of.
pretty unsafe. Yeah,
I'm going to say this, though. I'm a purist with the schedule. I don't like Thursday games at all. No. So the idea of Wednesdays getting worked into the rotation, I don't like it at all. I don't like the Saturday games when you get later in the season and college football's over.
Yeah.
To me, the NFL is meant to be played on Sunday, and there's one game on Monday. I don't like this multiple Monday night football shit where one of them starts at 5 o'clock and then the other one starts at 7.
I don't mind the doubleheader Mondays for my team's standpoint, but as a fan, it throws a monkey wrench and shit. I mean, but
I don't like it for our team. I don't like it in general. I don't like it.
But yeah, because if you have to wait,
Thursday night football is the fucking worst. I'd rather let me watch college football on Thursday. Let me be in that mode. I don't want to watch the NFL.
Make the group of 5 teams play on Tuesday, Wednesday, all you want, but
yeah, exactly. There's
don't-
enough college teams where you can do that, and it's not throwing anybody. off.
If UCF is undefeated again in week 11 and they're playing on Tuesday at 1:30 p.m., then cool.
Yeah, I wish that's what I miss the most about the NFL, other than when they actually let people hit the quarterback back in the 90s, but also the schedule being Sunday and one game on Monday. That was it. It was perfect.
Yep.
I'll get off my old man soapbox.
Welcome to the club.
Well, we've always been in agreement on that shit.
Have you looked at it from a record standpoint?
You're giving Nick some Loomis credits here.
Don't say that word
Nah.
at all. We don't have time to go
I'll get
off on
y'all to do a
tangent
full
here.
episode again before the
No, that's
before
what
the
you do by
season
yourself.
starts.
We're just going to set you up. We'll do the intro, and then we'll just get out of your way.
I like it. Let's do it.
We'll
I could talk
literally
for hours.
Walk off the screen.
We'll just leave.
Y'all don't even need a comment. It's fine.
No. We'll literally get off the screen and let you sit and just go.
And
Okay.
instead of our logo, I could just put the Oval Office in the background. It could just be Nick and these, my fellow Saintsaholics.
That's a good idea.
We're here to talk about Mickey Lewis.
Everyone will understand the new name based strictly on having to suffer through that.
Well, I'm making a note now. Oval Office Nick App.
Have you considered a way too early record by looking at the way it shook out?
I think 9-8 is, and I'll be in full transparency. I did not go through this game by game.
Same.
I feel like we're somehow going to end up in that 9-8.
I guess the biggest question because you already knew the opponents.
Yeah.
You already knew we knew we're going to Paris. We didn't know we were playing Steelers in Paris, but is there anything about the schedule that has turned a game from a win to a loss or vice versa? When you looked at home and away opponents, was there anyone that you were thinking that's a win that you now think maybe isn't a win?
I'm going back. I don't
that's the only thing.
disagree with Max's take on you might catch a team not ready, but I believe with how young we've become all of a sudden, I do believe we're going to be playing way better in the back half of the season than we are in the first half of the season.
that would make sense.
Especially on offense. I think that offense probably needs a little time to really see what it's going to be this year with all the new weapons.
It's entirely possible that.
So I don't like the first 2 games.
I just ran through it. I'm coming up with 9 wins. I think we get 9. That's my initial as of today. What is today's date? May 15th. As of today, May 15th, I think 9 wins is where.
I had us 6-6 going into the last 5, and it comes down to that. And those are all winnable games, but it's 4 division games in the last 5.
You know where 3 of the last 5 are played.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
With that in mind, stressful, but look.
You know where 9 of the a whole 17 are being played, right?
Did you know that 16 of the 17 games are
Only-
played in the United States?
Only one of our last 4 division games is at home. I think it's going to come down to that last 5 weeks. I really do. I think we're just going to be ups and downs. We're probably going to have a multi-game losing streak. We're probably going to have a multi-game win streak. It's going to be a rocky back and forth in the first 2/3 of the season, just because there's so many pieces we're integrating. on offense, and then we're going to see
especially-
what we are. And it's going to be sitting there for us to take it.
Yeah. And look, here's the other thing, and this feels great to finally be able to say, but this is a young
It's crazy.
team.
Yeah.
And we have not been able to say that in what feels like forever, because this has been,
What are we, the
for the
11th?
past 20 years, this has been a team loaded with veterans that
Yeah.
are, making the push, surrounding Breeze. Now we actually are a young team. We got, especially if they don't re-sign Cam, I think the average age of the team goes into like the youngest 5 in the league.
Good.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So,
Wasn't it that we were 27th last year?
I think so.
And now we're like
back in.
11th?
No, we're higher than that.
I was shocked by the turnaround. I mean, I knew more was going to make the team younger. We knew the team was
We
gonna
were
get-
like 4th.
We knew
with
the
one
team
I
was going to
looked
get
at.
younger regardless of who was going to be the coach because of the age of Cam and DeMario and the way that AK was playing, even though he still has juice. But we knew what was coming down the pipe. But I am still surprised at how quickly we've gotten younger, which is great in the big picture. But to Nick's point, is it that great when you're going up against the Lions on their home turf,
Right.
with the exact type of running back that absolutely annihilated us last year?
We're 9th right now. according to this
At
list.
least the Lions' strength is their offense, allegedly, because I think we all just think of them with Ben Johnson.
I mean, they were
And
5th last year. We just looked up 4th in points, 5th in. They're a top 5.
They have
offense.
talent.
They still
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
They still have the players,
You
the
gotta-
ammunition to
You
put
got
up
to
points.
guard Amon-Ra, Gibbs, and who's that other guy
Laporta,
again?
Jammo. I mean, it's an awesome offense. They
forget about
signed
James.
Pacheco,
Yeah, freaking James.
which, whatever. They needed a thumper to go with Gibbs. But
Yeah, you didn't get better though. You
So,
just-
at least your defense is your strong suit, and so it's kind of like good versus good. Now, Ravens, that could be tough for.
well, to me, it's just like last year where I said before the season that it was going to be the most excited I've been going into a season in 5-6 years since Breeze retired. This season, I feel similar in that like we still don't know exactly what to expect, but we do know that we are younger and we have young pieces on offense, so it's going to be fun to watch.
they
develop.
take time to gel, So
But they do need time to
we
gel.
can't have expectations too high because they need to play together.
Right. Like I'm not expecting them to come out, 5-1 or 6-1 or whatever in the first 6 games.
One other thing, I think we always look at the schedule different ways. Y'all know my metric. It's all about what quarterbacks are you going to play. But it's the second lowest by the numbers, but to me the numbers are a little deceiving because you have the Ravens, Lions, and Bengals on the schedule who did not make the playoffs last year and were off last year. Just weren't themselves, that you fully expect them to bounce back if everyone's healthy and be playoff teams. So it's a little deceiving on how easy the schedule is. But with that said, this is not a difficult schedule, even with that in mind.
I think you always have to use the disclaimer of it shouldn't be because, teams do change. Like in strength of schedule at this point is always based on records from last year, and like you just said, I mean that's sometimes a good predictor. Like we know the Lions had a not great record last year, and so did the Raiders, so did the Cardinals, but like we don't expect the Cardinals and the Raiders to bounce back.
That's a different team
So,
than those two teams.
How they're factoring into your strength of schedule is accurate, but how like you said, the other ones,
Well, like I'm looking at the schedule based off the
even the Vikings, like
off the quarterback situation. So you only have 2 elite guys, in Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow,
And you drop to Love and Baker.
and Goff.
Yeah, Goff's in that.
So to me, you got 2 blue chip guys in Lamar and Burrow, and then some red chips, probably Goff, Baker, Jordan Love.
I'm gonna give Nick his flowers here because
But one more thing, real quick. Then there's a couple of white chip potential. Some people think they're red chips. Caleb Williams.
Jackson Dart. Yeah.
wait, there's white chips now. There's red chips, blue chips. Great,
There's a lot of chips in poker, fella.
but I'm going by your the ones you've used.
No. I mean, I'm just trying to throw out something that's going to be not quite a red, but above the other guys.
Like a burgundy.
Sure.
Okay.
Let's see. But Caleb Williams, I mean, some people think Like if you listen to Chase Daniels' latest videos on his, film study, he thinks Caleb's about to be the best quarterback in the NFC North this year, which will put him ahead of Goff and
There's
Love.
so many in the media trying to make fetch happen with him.
Exactly, but my point is he's in that conversation right now, so we need to highlight.
It's because
him
he's
a little
exciting,
bit more.
but like he doesn't play great quarterback.
Right, exactly. But you got to say he's a tier above whoever's getting trotted out in Atlanta, whoever's getting trotted out in Arizona. You have to recognize that.
If we're going by like Saints fan PTSD and like the juju that always seems to sit over this team, we're kind of the perfect team for him to play because it's like those annoying shouldn't have happened plays. Like what the hell was that? How did we give up that? He scrambled. He should have been sacked. And now we gave up a game-winning touchdown pass. Like that's happened to us so many times as fans, just for no reason it seems like. And that's his bread and butter type of play. So that's the thing that concerns me with Caleb is that
broken plays. It's sandlot football.
Yeah,
that would be the game I would go to this year if it wasn't for the Paris game. I would be all about going to Chicago and go watch that game.
it's your second home.
Yeah, that'd be a fun one to go to.
Yeah,
A little too close, I think, though.
It's.
Yeah.
I'm gonna book a hotel on the south side.
I picture you going where.
This is Corey's schedule: Detroit, Baltimore. You can check all the boxes.
It said there was a park like right around the corner.
Or something, it's like National Lampoon's Vacation when the Griswolds roll through and they get the hubcaps stolen off their station wagon.
Yeah.
That's going to be you in all of these cities.
Yeah, I can scrap. It's all
Yeah, but do we have any more schedule-related thoughts?
I was just going to say to give Nick his flowers. It's like kind of like the most obvious but not talked about thing that he brought up. I think it was maybe last year or the year before. What quarterbacks do you play? Mm-hmm. It is the most obvious factor, I think. It should be in this day's NFL. But you never really hear the media hitting that point square on, especially during the schedule release time. Everyone's caught up in the storylines. They're caught up in like new coaches, good defense, last year's record. Could they bounce back? Who's departures, additions? It's just keep it simple, stupid. Like, what quarterbacks do you like? What's the most important position in the NFL right now? Quarterback. Who do you play? And like Nick has said, like ad nauseum, almost as much as he said the L word. But like, it's. But again, when you look at the Nick factor,
there's a perfect game for that too. Do you remember when we played
down the Nick factor?
Yeah,
we played the Bengals at home, and we're basically dominating the game. And then Burrow just scores 2 touchdowns and a field goal, I think, in the last 6 minutes and beats us. Like 31-28. This is just a couple years ago. And you're like, we dominated that game. How did this just happen?
Was that the same year that we played the Jags when like Trevor Lawrence decided to run all over the place?
Yeah. Well, he did that this year. Like, he finally brought it back 5 years later, I think, and it worked for him.
Yeah, and just to echo what you were saying, that's the Nick factor, as we'll go ahead and call it going forward. I mean, that to me is the simplest way to judge your schedule.
To me, it's the most obvious, not talked about thing. Like
it really is. I mean, that's the difference: elite QB versus not elite QBs.
Yeah,
and there's only 2 on the schedule this year.
This will be a quick hitter, but speaking of Trevor Lawrence, that brings me to the next topic of the schedule release: the release videos. Did you see Trevor Lawrence cut his hair? I
didn't watch any videos.
So Trevor Lawrence cut his hair. The only thing the Jags did.
Did he actually cut it, or it was?
Yeah, he cut it.
All the Jags did was have him sit in a barber seat. They flashed the graphics of their schedule as they showed hair clippings falling on the ground. And at the end, he had like some kind of, I think it was an inside joke that Jags fans know about, just like the Duval shit they say. He had a stupid looking haircut. Apparently it wasn't his real haircut, but he did cut it. You had the Chargers, who did not disappoint. They did the Halo thing, and everyone's like, are they going to take shade against the Patriots? They did. It was like Halo when you're playing. It was like, you have a new message from New York Post. He was like going down the level, and it was like, next photo dump, 1 mile. And then the Dolphins one was funny with the Chargers because they had like an underwater tank for the Dolphins, like trying to kill the other guys.
Mm-hmm.
So Jono freaking out about the Simpsons one.
I didn't watch that one because I'm like, I kind of know once I saw the clouds, I'm like, I already know what this is going to look like. Maybe it's good. Maybe
Simpsons fans are a different beast, dude. It's weird.
So Eric, who's still has yet to be in our Discord.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I know. He texted something that I think could be blasphemous. He texted me a link to the Falcons schedule release one, which had some funny moments. And he said, are y'all going to talk on the pod about how this was the best one? And I said, you shut your mouth. I said, no, it was not. And also, You know why it wasn't the best? Now, it's throwing stones from a glass house because ours, great for the locals.
I haven't even watched ours.
We kind of dialed it in a little bit. We had a Jim Cantori cameo, but it was all like it was a weather report. The best thing about ours is that Margaret Orr did kind of body the Falcons, which was awesome to see. But
I love hearing you say body. Margaret Orr bodied the Falcons. That's good stuff.
Gen Z,
Yeah.
trying to keep it fresh.
That's why he stays in the bad part of town.
That's right. with all the hipsters.
That's right.
It's all the hipsters, man. Me and anyway, but she said there was a choke advisory, like a heat dome setting over Atlanta.
That's bodying.
It was the way she said it. Her delivery was good.
Wow.
But the Falcons did a spoof of like the SportsCenter commercials. They had some funny moments, but their video was like 5.5 damn minutes long. I was like, okay, I'm done with this. You know,
I didn't even take the time to watch ours.
so there's some good ones out there.
I did put it in the Discord that it is amazing that the NFL has managed to put themselves at the forefront of the sports news cycle.
Yeah.
In the dead period.
In the dead period, 24/7, 365 days a year, they are the most relevant sports thing going on always.
I will say, last one. Speaking of one of our opponents, I think the best one, because I love the movie Step Brothers, was the Raiders. They had, because everyone's thinking about Cousins and Mendoza.
Prestige worldwide?
They had Cousins and Mendoza acting out as they were.
I'll watch that. That
like
sounds good.
it was like they had like the spacing of where they were standing in the beginning, and Kirk's like, "I'm Kirk. You have to call me Kirk O'Chains." and they did a really good job.
How did they end up with
Those
a
two
younger
guys.
Kirk Cousins?
It's unreal.
It's
It's unreal.
I will watch that one. That one sounds good.
The Titans one was pretty good. They had their social media guy walking around Nashville telling people that, oh, you look like this guy, and they look nothing like a famous guy from another team. So they took like the Browns one was hilarious.
Jesus Christ. We can't get this guy to answer a text message, but he watches
how'd you watch all these?
Some of them are quick, but
I dedicated a Tuesday to it.
I just kept
There's
watching.
32 teams, Corey.
I didn't watch all 32. I just watched the good ones. But the Titans guy saw a short ass dude in a Myles Garrett jersey. He's like, "Oh, Myles Garrett, and it was funny.
I don't know if you're recreating them the way that they intended,
be there.
but
No, I'm not.
I appreciate
I'm
the
definitely not.
effort.
So it is Friday, May 15th at 8:50, and this probably won't get posted till Tuesday or Wednesday. But you somehow will have the time to have watched all 32 teams'
Well, I did it.
scheduled release videos.
I did I got home from work and had to just chill, and so I just sat there and was like,
All right. All right.
Wow.
We'll give you a pass.
Yeah. Anywho, I guess we should touch on Rookie Minicamp. Anything jump out other than the signing of Scott Steiner's?
yeah. I mean,
offspring?
Kyle Trask, great day passing.
Couldn't have been that great. They didn't sign him after his
Actually,
tryout.
what's funny, the only way to get any info of that shit is to listen to, try not to listen to guys before we record, but listen to Nick and Underhill and Triplett, and they were talking about how the QBs were actually like, sounded like they were being nice, but it sounded like they were shit. Like they're like, there was like, what was the biggest takeaway from the wide receivers? It was like, and one of them said, that I want to see Shuck throw to them. They said Jordan Tyson is interesting because he doesn't actually look as big as they thought he would look in person.
I saw that. They said he
he
looks
doesn't, man.
he looks just like Olave body.
But
Yeah.
they said,
yeah.
but he's still, even on air with Kyle Trask thrown to him, he still looks different the way he plays. He moves different. He's a high point.
So you must be talking
Like-
about day one because day two he didn't do anything.
yeah. They
What are your thoughts on that?
maintenance.
right out the gate. Huh?
Corey's bought in, baby.
Maintenance. I don't think he hurt himself.
He's
fucking
on the
first
LeBron
practice.
schedule.
I'm not. I can't.
on that Zion
I
schedule.
can't let me go. I can't let myself go there yet.
There's no load management in the NFL is the problem. So we can't just do maintenance in an NFL season. There's only 17 games.
I don't know.
What did you say in the our group text? If only we had.
If only we
access.
had the information to see this coming.
Yeah.
If only we had access to information that we could have seen this coming.
I'm gonna say it was planned. I'm gonna go with.
Look
I'm
again.
gonna give the team the benefit of the doubt on this one.
Kellen Moore has given me no reason to doubt him yet, so I will give him.
I
the
think what
benefit
you're
of the doubt.
hoping, there are these players that are just, I don't want to say soft, but that just can't perform with minor injuries. You just hope he's not one of those. And we don't know that. We don't know that
Apparently,
yet.
I mean,
We're going to find out.
They ran like 15 routes. Like I don't think it's that. I think Kellen Moore saw what he did. They tested him with the running, with the play call. Apparently he lined up at like every different receiver position. They didn't tell him he was going to do it, but he did. And then they saw the kind of QBs they had in the room throwing it, and they said like they didn't have any touch in the balls. Like they were like, these guys are going to break someone's finger. I'm fine with saying like, look, I saw what I had to see on day one. He's been working all off season. He's excited. He's going to push himself too hard day 2. Like just sit down. Wait till OTAs.
But it's not like this is really taxing stuff either.
It's not. No, it's not. But like these kids, like they get all pumped up and they're trying to like go 100% way too much. Just.
I mean, yeah,
rein him in.
But it's his profession,
I'm going to go ahead and give him the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to take them at their word that this was a load management plan that was set up ahead of time.
They saw what they had to see on the first day. Save them for OTAs.
What's load management look like in the lawyer world, Corey?
It doesn't exist.
What do you get, a little downtime on a Wednesday, a midweek break?
Well, he had it last night. It was load management. He was going through the schedule release.
Schedule release videos of opposing teams.
Yeah, I mean, I did that right before I went right back into it on my computer.
Yeah, no, it means nothing. I agree, but it's just funny. It
is funny.
Especially coming off of you'd think you just want him doing a little bit just so the narrative doesn't start, but it doesn't matter.
For our team, it was comedically timed.
Yes, exactly. But I don't read anything into it.
I benefit of the doubt. It was, face value, load management. They're just being precautious.
People on the ground said that Delp looked the part. But I think Underhill and Triplett were saying, they were like, when you watch him on tape, you're thinking, oh, he's like he's fast because he's a little bit smaller. He's a good blocker, sure, but they were like, he's the exact same size as all of our others. Like he looked like Foster Moreau, but can run a 4.9.
Yeah, he's a big. He's 6'5".
No, like the measurables are there, but it's just like when you watched him on the Georgia tape, he seemed like maybe not as thick.
You know what the weirdest thing is to me? So at the NFL Combine, he measured at like 6'4" and 5'8", and the Saints actually only list him at 6'4". Talking about Delp.
Interesting.
And it's the weirdest thing because the Saints will always add on an inch or two to these guys from their combine heights. Delp is getting shortchanged. But weird. The one thing I will say about Tyson, I don't like that his body type is now being recognized as being very similar to Olave. I don't like that at all.
He's definitely taller though, but I get what they're saying. I think you watch his college tape and the way he plays and the high pointing, all whatever. You think like, oh, here comes in this like tall, big receiver, and then
he measured as 6'2", so he's supposed to be 2 inches taller than Olave.
Right.
But I don't know, man. That I don't like that comparison. Look, there's nothing against Olave, but we need one of these big guys to step up and be one of these just physical force. We don't have that still.
Yeah.
Because look, even Vele, who's got the size, he couldn't stay healthy last year.
Yeah. I mean, he's not big.
And he's 30.
But he's only going to break down.
He's on the downswing of his career in year 3.
Yeah. Look. And
what is that movie, The Rookie?
And that
he's only 28, but
he's going to be 29 this year.
Yeah.
But that brings us back to everyone's, I guess, the Colt signing, which was Brock Rechsteiner.
Oh, yeah.
And look, I'm a big wrestling fan. I've actually watched a Jackson State game to watch him play. Just because his father was one of my favorite wrestlers
you
ever.
Tuned into one this year?
I actually tuned into a game.
Not like you didn't
he didn't do anything in the game.
You didn't pull it up.
No. Like he's been on my radar as one of those like UDFAs. Maybe the Saints could sign him. Just for the wrestling connection.
Good for you.
Scott Steiner, absolute freak show. That being said, I think he's got a real chance, and I know Underhill's given him his stamp of approval, which...
Like, on the practice squad?
Yeah, for sure. Because
practice
this
squad,
dude,
I think.
6'2", 225, and I'm telling you, the football thing will only go for so long, whether it's, this season or he does like his cousin did. His cousin was a fullback out of, I think, Kennesaw State. He made it to the Ravens training camp, same thing, watched a little bit of him because his dad was one part of the Steiner brothers. This dude is explosive as fuck. Only lasted a training camp. Now he's one of the WWE's biggest young stars. This kid's it's going to be the same trajectory. He'll be wrestling in 2 or 3 years. It's just a matter of can he make it in the NFL for a couple of seasons before.
How much does he weigh? You said 225?
225.
So
he's a rocked up 225.
In a vacuum, you don't want to see him on the field for the Saints this year. Unless
special teams.
It's either special teams or Kellen has secretly realized, people want to fold in Taysom Hill, have that element.
Minus the passing bullshit.
Yeah, like a non-QB Taysom wrinkle. If that kind of comes to fruition in a non-risky, non-stupid kind of gimmicky, like non-gimmicky way, okay, cool. But if he's just like lining up the X receiver, then you're like, oh shit.
No, because I read some scouting reports, and there was some talk that you could try him out at H-back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
and so to me, at 6'2", 225, and you look at him, he's a rocked up 225. He looks like Taysom. Like that's the same. That's the same.
That's
body
why
type.
I thought about that, because it's like
you could move him around the formation. Obviously, you're not talking. He's not Taysom because you're not talking any quarterback stuff at all. But the reality is, he's got better hands than Taysom.
Yeah,
because Taysom never had good hands.
Yeah,
and we watched him struggle to catch the ball. He had the little baby hands. But
that's why I'd be fine with him. I just if
you don't want him playing offense this year, you don't.
Like,
but special teams, that's the avenue to get.
Or if he comes in on like a design play
it's a crowded room, so we'll see. I think we clearly.
If this were last year, I'd feel great about his.
He might have a chance to get in a game or two if it was last year.
Fuck, he would have had 200-yard receiving against the Falcons last year.
This year, though, you're looking at practice squad or does he make himself indispensable on special teams?
Training camp is going to be his Super Bowl.
Look, what was our worst? What was the worst part of our team last year? Special teams.
Yeah.
What did they make the most emphasis on fixing this year? Like, think about it.
Well, you
got a new punter,
youth. Yeah.
You brought in a dedicated return guy in Barry Brown. You bringing in competition for Charlie Smith.
Don't forget about my fantasy all-star Ty Chandler.
Yeah.
Brought him in.
That's right. So they got
all my running backs.
They made a conscious effort to improve special teams this year. And look, to me, this dude is the prototypical special teams demon. Yeah. In like a JT Gray type of vein. So, and I don't know. This could be fun to watch. This will be the year that I will be looking forward to watching the third and fourth quarter of the preseason game, so I can watch this multitude of wide receivers just get out there and play.
Just not inside the dome.
No, in the preseason, I want to. Yeah, not inside the dome. No,
absolutely not. No.
You won't be. Max will not be in that number with me.
I will not.
Apparently, let's see. I mean, they may as well call it Rookie Minicamp, like Rookie Skill Minicamp, because like, what the hell are you gonna get out of Jeremiah Wright at Rookie Minicamp? Nothing. Barry Brown apparently had some good receiver looking plays, so not.
He's small.
Yeah,
man. Everybody shrunk when they got inside the training facility.
It's like Mario.
No, I mean seriously, like you watch.
They need to talk to Zion about how to bulk up in New Orleans. He's probably got
I think
he's got a perfect diet.
Eating. Shots fired.
I think it's eating.
We don't need him on that diet.
He looked great this year. He's finally
he
took him till he was 25, and he finally got it together.
His frontal lobe developed.
I don't know. I really.
That's like
if we need to load
25 is the cutoff, I think, for humans.
If we need to load manage Tyson, just do it. That's fine. Just have him ready for training camp. Have him ready for the regular season because you're going to need him.
I don't want to load manage him when the season starts.
You can't. He has to play it.
I know it's kind of a joke because like if they say he sat up for practice, I don't give a shit. He's kind of like a veteran. Like to me, it's like when a veteran sits out, like they give him a veteran rest day. Like I'm just gonna have to ignore. It's not gonna be possible, but ignore the injury reports regarding him just until the season because we'll drive ourselves crazy with that shit.
Well, it's to Nick's point. Can he play through these small minor injuries? That's what we need to see.
Right. So like until the season starts, we'll know what like.
If this dude starts missing games, just for
that's what I mean. Like it's the games that matter. Like there will be a myriad of reports between now and game one, preseason included, where it's like, whoa, Jordan Tyson wasn't seen at practice today. It's like if you jump on every single one of those things, like good luck. It's gonna be a long year. But when the games start, then it matters.
Yeah. And look, you got to play through those injuries.
I did.
If you want to be a star, you have to play through it.
If you're going to be a star, you got to. Now, I love seeing him working out with Justin Jefferson, that little video that went viral. Mm-hmm. I think that was apparently before the draft, though. I don't think that was recent. But either way, he was working out with Justin Jefferson.
You never know, too. I mean, we at least can confirm that at some point in the past he worked out with Justin Jefferson for 5 seconds on Twitter.
Yes.
That's better than nothing.
You heard it here first.
Better than nothing.
Confirmed by.
We can confirm that Jordan Tyson.
We're just happy he was healthy for that workout.
Make sure you title this episode "Breaking News."
Breaking sources have confirmed.
Speaking of sources confirming, Georgia, another arrest. Our guy, or the ones we drafted, the good ones.
I love how everyone tells me this like they're surprised.
Well, you kept telling us about how the Athens DA has an axe to grind.
No, it's not the Athens DA. It's the Athens-Clarke County Police Department. They are legitimately way too strict. But this one, I can't say.
We got other police arresting them now.
I can't say that because when I was reading the article, I was fully expecting. I was goddamn Athens cops. It's like, so the officer was going 95 miles an hour and still not catching up to the individual driving down I-95. I was like, fuck, I-95 is nowhere near Athens. So I was like, yep, that's not an Athens cop.
So let me ask you this.
But the felony charges are ridiculous. The dude had bags of weed in the back seat. Come on.
You're the biggest apologist for Georgia.
They hit him up with a distribution charge. They said he had one vacuum-sealed bag of weed. Like, what are you doing?
Bags are many different sizes, Corey.
Is it a trash bag?
To distribute, you know how many potheads there are and have a lot of weed? To distribute weed, you have to have small, individually packaged bags and a lot of small denominations of cash and dollar bills.
But that's not the law. It's the quantity of weed.
I've literally prosecuted these cases. Like, that's how you prove distribution of weed. If you just have
some states have a law that just the quantity itself?
Oh, weight? Yeah. There's weight cases, but for weed, you have to have like pounds and pounds of it.
Right.
Like for coke.
Like the Nate Newton.
For coke, if you have more than... Yeah. Like if his trunk was filled with weed.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, but that wasn't this.
So when one of our 2 draft picks this year that came from Georgia inevitably get arrested for a traffic offense,
Cops.
You're going to go in there and work your magic?
I'll defend them.
These NOLA cops are out of control.
For free. Now they are. They have to be. Sir, did you previously work in Athens, Clarke County?
That's going to be great. I can't wait for that.
For a Georgia player to get arrested?
Actually,
for
no, we can't have that.
If I hear that Delp got arrested on like Williams Boulevard going
give up at
105,
that
I'd be like, all right, yeah, what are we going to do? At that point, he's just cursed. Like, everybody's cursed.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we covered pretty much everything all the way down to Georgia traffic violations.
Yep. Had
Anything
to get
else
it in.
you want to add before we get out of here?
Free Jamari.
There you go. And then what we'll do is we're gonna tee up Nick for his solo Loomis rant. I think that would be a fun one to do.
Coat and tie?
Well, you and I can just like sit, and pour drinks, and we'll just let him
Maybe Nick can get all the Trump stuff from Greg and the Oval Office in the background and make fun of him.
Why's it got to be Greg? You did it too.
But Greg actually had like the orange makeup in the wig.
Don't say that. Lizzie might be listening.
I just think that part's funny. Anyway.
Anywho, take us home.
All right. Well, thanks for hanging in with this schedule release episode and hearing all about the rookies. We're not sure exactly what we're going to do for next episode as of now. I mean, OTAs are on the horizon.
We had a little dead period, so we'll come up with some fun stuff.
Yeah. I'm going to look at hotels in the good parts of Paris. And thank you again, John. But till then, thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time. What's the name of our podcast again? I should probably say that, right? My brain's not firing today. Thanks again for listening to the Saintsaholics Anonymous podcast. Who dat?